Hey friends! I decided to take a break from creating content, long form and short form, in the month of June, and that carried over into the month of July because today's the 19th and this is my first long form content video since May. So I decided to take a break from creating, but I also took a semi break from also being on social media in the way that I was. In this video, I am going to share why I decided to take a break and what I learned along the way. The first reason is that I was seeing so much repetitive content, and this is still the case right now. For instance, something happens in the world, everybody jumps on the trend of creating a reaction video to this form of whatever happened in the world. I see it on Instagram, TikTok, even on YouTube. If something happens in the world, people are very quick to react to this content. And then what do you get? Repetitive content. So this played a major factor in my wanting to take a break from creating content in the month of June, carrying on into the month of July. Even though I wasn't creating that type of content where it was like a reactionary type content or reviewing something, it was still becoming a lot to have to go on to social media and see that stuff. I just wanted a break from all of that. Like, I didn't want to continue seeing the same thing from different creators when I was scrolling down my feeds, whether that was on Instagram and TikTok or whether it was over here on YouTube. So that really contributed to my reasoning for wanting to take a break from creating. Another major reason why I decided to take a break from creating was because I was really not happy about seeing the depressive imagery in the news that is on social media, which I get. It's a privilege to say I don't want to see this anymore. Like, I'm logging off, because some people cannot do that. That is their daily lives of what they're experiencing. But to be constantly bombarded with that type of imagery and that type of news media or content or whatever, it becomes a point where it becomes too much. Like, it gets to be too much. And I was realizing that, like, I was getting so caught up in what was going on in the news that I was like, okay, this is unhealthy. I would spend some time just like going on specific pages and looking at what they're posting about what's going on in the world. And I get it, I want to be informed, but like I said, it got to a point where I was just like, okay, this is not healthy. And partially that is also my fault because we are the curators of our feeds most times, because sometimes we are not. Whatever I engage with, I know that is what's going to pop up for me. And me realizing that, I was like, yeah, I need to kind of do a reset. Like, I need to reset, meaning I need to stay away. I need to not go on these platforms for a little bit and just reset my brain in that way. And that really involved me taking a break from creating myself. Even if I was not creating the type of content that I was like seeing, it was still involving me having to go onto these platforms and upload the content. And then you know what happens. You go on a spiral and then you just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I was like, in order for me to avoid that, in order for me to avoid like the depressing imagery and like the news and all of that, I needed to take a break completely, which meant creating the content. And the third reason why I decided to take a break from creating was because I was losing the joy in making these videos and doing these edits and all of that. I was doing a 30-day self-care series over on TikTok. And when I first started, I was like, oh my God, this would be so amazing. Like, I could do 30 days of what I do for self-care. Girl, I got to day 7, probably day 5 actually. I like forced myself to do 2 more days if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. Like, I'm not about to do this. And it got to that point where I was like, okay, why am I even doing this? I'm starting to lose the excitement for wanting to create this. And I believe it was because I was creating stuff that I didn't really necessarily align with or want to do. So for me, it was more like I was doing something that I thought I was interested in doing, which was like the 30-day self-care series. But in all actuality, I was like, this is too much work. Like, why am I doing this? And I wanted to stay on top of like being on people's feed and like them seeing me on a regular basis, When in all actuality, yes, I do care about people seeing my content, but when it comes to the point of like me feeling like I'm burning myself out, I'm losing the joy in creating, then it's not for me. So that's when I had to decide to take a step back and be like, why do I want to do this in the first place? Is it for me, or is it for the validation of other people so they can see my content and see that I am living and enjoying and doing all this self-care stuff? But I was like, no, like, I'm gonna take a break. And that's what I did. I am so grateful that I did take that break, because it allowed me to get back in touch with what's important to me when it comes to creating social media content. It really helped me to just figure out what I actually wanted to be creating. There are also some things that I learned about myself along the way of taking this break. Number one, when you don't have to be recording everything all of the time, it is so freeing. It felt so good to just live in the moment and be in the moment when I was going to different events and experiences. And of course, like, I still recorded here and there, but I was recording more so for myself, not for anyone else. I'm going to get back into recording, but I'm going to try to find like that better balance, which gets into the second thing that I've learned, is that I do enjoy creating. I do enjoy creating, but I realize that I have to find the balance between creating and being in the moment, because not everything requires me to record it. Even if I do want to record it, I can record it and keep it for myself. Like, I don't have to feel this pressure to record it and put it out there for the whole world to see. And I think that is what social media has become, recording your life, because you can monetize your life, and like, you can become this big thing just by doing your day-to-day task and your day-to-day living and whatever you do on a daily basis. That's cool. People do that. But I realize that sometimes I don't want to do that. There are days where I want to record, and there are days where I don't want to record. And I think that is okay for me personally. The third thing I learned was that breaks are necessary and they are important to take, and I can take them whenever I want to. And you should also be taking them as well. Not even as it relates to content, but as it relates to anything in your life. Your body and your mind are going to tell you when you need a break. And it is your duty, your job, to listen to those things. Because if I had not listened to my body and my mind when it was telling me to take a break, I would have still been struggling through that 30-day series. It probably would have taken me 3 months. I would have did it in 90 days instead of 30 days. So listening to ourselves is very important. Taking breaks when we need them are very important. You know when you need a break from something, but oftentimes we just keep pushing ourselves to do something that we actually do not want to do, that we know we need to take a break from. If you don't take anything away from this video, if you're still watching this video, because I know sometimes y'all drop off, but if you're still watching this video, then that is something that I want you to take away. Take a break when you need to. It is so important for you to take breaks when necessary. As I conclude this video, I want to remind all of us that you should not feel guilty for needing to take a break when you're doing anything, not only as it relates to content creation, but that can be your job, that can be other responsibilities that you have. If you need a break, take a break. Ask for help. People are there. Ask for your community support. Do something where it allows you to be able to take a break. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you get a little insight as to why I disappeared from YouTube for about a month and a half. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had to take a break from social media, whether it was planned or unplanned, or if you've taken a break from other things in your life. I would like to know in the comment section below, and be on the lookout for more videos to come. So please make sure you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.